Welcome back to FM Stories. We rapidly approach the end of Season 8 of the Glory Hunt Save, the end of our first season with Madrid. And we are pretty much on the verge of winning the title. We're 18 points clear with 27 points left to play for, so hopefully we can get that wrapped up pretty quickly. We're still in the Champions League. We've got Tottenham in the quarterfinals. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We are approaching the end of April, and we've got a home game coming up against relegation-threatened Numancia, and we could win the title in this next game. We've played a couple of league games, a couple of Champions League games since the end of the last episode. The league games have gone well, the Champions League not so. We started with a 3-1 victory at home against Celta Vigo. It did require two late goals. To see us get the 3 points. We then had the home leg against Tottenham in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, and that did not go very well at all. We drew 0-0. Vinicius Jr. went off injured, and our defenders were a hell of a lot. As you can see from the average ratings, our defenders were a hell of a lot better than our attackers. And then in the most recent league game, we went away to Almeria, got 2 early goals through Scalvini and Camavinga, and then basically just eased off the gas to make sure we had the win. And then we went away to Tottenham and pretty much matched our first leg performance. Not an awful lot of anything of any use. Came away with a 2-0 defeat to see us go out of the Champions League in the quarter-final stage. Going into this game against Numancia in the league, we are 20 points clear of Real Sociedad in second and 20 points clear of Atletico in third, and 21 points clear of Barcelona in fourth. Now, Barcelona and Real Sociedad have only got 6 games left, so they can't catch us. Atletico can catch us, and they actually kick off at 8 o'clock, and we kick off at 10 o'clock. So if Atletico don't beat Zaragoza, we're champions no matter what. Even if Atletico do beat Zaragoza, if we beat Numancia, we're champions in this next game. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Numancia. We've got Hakimi injured, so Ramirez is playing right back. And other than that, it is pretty much our strongest team that we've got available. Just looking at the league table, Atletico obviously beat Zaragoza because they've narrowed the gap to 17 points. But as we said, if we beat Numancia here, we are champions. So we're going up against the 4-2-3-1. Right, Valverde with a corner towards the back post. Scalvini got up, but his header comes off the crossbar and goes over. Ewan Andre with a throw back to Camavinga. Andre into Valverde. Camavinga now driving towards the edge of the box. And the keeper turns it behind for a corner from the other side this time. Arda Güler to take it. Drills it across the middle of the box. It's headed clear. Diamande. Ramirez. Now they've cleared it up the field. Scalvini brings it back. Sula into Bellingham, making the run in the box. I mean, that might as well be an own goal, I think. But we'll take it. We're 1-0 up. And as you can see from the fans in the stands, the party's starting. Scalvini picks up the ball at the back, drives forward. Sula takes a touch, just helps it on. Bellingham gets in there, and it takes a huge deflection off the defender to go past the keeper. Right, Arda Güler with the corner, floats it in, and now they're breaking off the back of the corner. Except they've gone all the way back to the keeper. He's gone long up the field. It's tidied up by Cesar Ramirez. Bringing it down the right-hand side. Whips across in. Their keeper comes and claims it pretty easily, though. And then he goes long. Camavinga tidies up the back. Ewan Andre. Down the line for the run from Valverde. He squares it for Vinicius Jr., who somehow completely misses the target. And Sula in behind the fullback. He's gone down. The fullback's already been booked, and that's him off. Right, Ardigulé with a free kick low to Diamande. For some reason, he goes all the way back to Ewan Andre, who then tries to drive around the outside of the defence. Vinicius Junior then goes down in the box, and it looks like we've been given a penalty. Seems a bit of a strange one, but it has been given. It's going to be Ardigulé to step up to take it. Beats the keeper. The keeper went the right way, but didn't have a chance. And that's 2-0 just before half time. It's right into the corner. Out of the reach of the keeper. Iago. They've gone long over the top. Mamardashvili brings it down with his feet rather than catching it. Diamande now striding forward from the back. Sula onto Bellingham. Into Sula. What a counter-attack that was. They've launched the ball forward. Mamardashvili found Diamande. He strode forward. Sula onto Bellingham. And then he makes the run once he's given it to Bellingham. Bellingham just plays it inside. And then Sula between the defender and the goalkeeper. And that's 3-0. Right, Ardigulé with a free kick. They've headed it clear, but Sula picks up the ball on the right. And then drives and goes back to Camavinga. Valverde to Vinicius Junior. Ewan Andre to Vinicius Junior again. Valverde loses out. Diamande wins a header and then tidies it up again at the back. Scalvini. Ewan Andre now down the left-hand side. Back to Scalvini. Drifting on his right foot. Squares it for Ramirez on his left foot from the edge of the area. In off the post. 4-0. And we are securing this title in style. So Ewan Andre goes all the way back to Scalvini, who drives infield. It looks like he's going to take a shot. Just prods it across. And then Ramirez bends it in off the foot of the post. And there we are. Half time, 4-0 up. Dominant performance so far. And one step closer to securing this title. Right, we've made 2 substitutions at half time. We've brought Eduardo on for Vinicius Junior, and then we've taken off Bellingham and brought on one of the players that came out of the youth intake. But Ramirez has almost added a second for the game. Unfortunately, he dragged it just a touch wide. So yeah, we brought Masuyama on instead of Bellingham. He's just come out of the youth intake. Looks a pretty promising player. And really, we just needed a bit of depth on the bench. That's the only reason he's there. There he is, giving the ball to Ramirez. Diamande to it's Yama in, and the keeper turns it behind. That would have been a great start. Almost like less than 3 minutes on the clock on his debut. Valverde with the corner, and the keeper comes and claims it. Right, we didn't see whatever led to that penalty check, but it's a free kick on the edge of the box. Valverde to take it, lifts it up towards the back post, and they've headed it behind for a corner. Ardigulé to take it, lifts it into the box. It's headed up in the air. Yama out to Ardigulé. Yama picking up a loose ball. Back to Diamande. Sula now on the left. Ewan Andre. It's fouled, but Sula's got picked up the loose ball. Back to Ewan Andre. Valverde takes a great touch. A great first touch on his right foot to open up that shot, and he smashes it past the keeper for 5-0. So Sula plays it back to Ewan Andre here. He plays it in first time. Great touch to get out his feet from Valverde, and then he just smashed it from the inside the D, and the keeper had no chance. Right, Ewan Andre with the throw. Valverde back to Camavinga. Crosses into the box. And there was Arda Güler rising the highest in the middle of the box to head home for 6-0. So Valverde goes back to Camavinga, who just basically runs around the outside and just whips the cross in. Güler backed off 2 defenders and just heads past the keeper. Right, Ewan Andre to Scalvini. Driving through the middle of the pitch here. Still going. Out to Ramirez on the right. Eduardo now cuts inside and forces the keeper to turn it behind for another corner. That's, I think, our 12th corner of the game. Valverde to take. Aims it flat. It's headed clear as far as Ramirez. Diamande to Tartaglione. Ewan Andre now still going in field. He's lost out. Now they're attacking on the left. This is, I think, the first time we've seen an attack from them, but Ramirez gets in there. Eduardo crosses. And there's Valverde at the back post to head home to make it 7-0. And we're certainly celebrating this title in style here. Eduardo took it off Ramirez and then just goes down the outside. Keeps going, no one gets anywhere near him. And then Valverde at the back post heads it down past the keeper. And there we are, full time, 7-0 at home. And we've managed to wrap up the title to get presented with the La Liga title in front of our home fans. So we've managed to knock off La Liga in Season 1 in Spain. We still obviously have the Copa del Rey that we need to win. It's a very, very different situation to last season when we were at Napoli. So I think we'll be back for another season at Real Madrid to try and win that Copa del Rey. But we've got a few games left in the league season, and hopefully we can end it completely unbeaten in the league. We've made it to the final day of the season, and unfortunately we've not managed to go the whole league season undefeated. We have lost one game. Following the victory against Numancia, we won 3-1 away from home against Osasuna. We won 2-1 away from home against Villarreal. We won 1-0 at home against Betis. We then went to Bilbao to take on Athletic Club and just really didn't turn up, and they won 2-0. And then in the most recent league game at home against Girona, we won 2-0. So what it means going into the last day of the season is that we are obviously champions. We are currently 17 points clear of Atletico. We have hit 100 points. We've got a goal difference of plus 103. We've kept at least 22 clean sheets out of 37 games in the league this season. And hopefully we can end the season on a high against the Sevilla team, who are currently sat 14th in the league table. So this is the side we've picked for the last day of the season. Had we still been going to have a chance of finishing the season unbeaten, would we have picked this team? Probably not, but because there's absolutely nothing riding on this game, we've basically picked the youngest players in every position just to give them a bit of first team experience, or a bit more first team experience in the case of the likes of Lobaton and Andre, who've played quite a bit. So we're going up against a proper 4-4-2. You don't see that very often. Right, a corner for us, Endrick to take. Carsten Backinger, all 6'5" of him, gets on the end of it, heads it past the keeper, and puts us 1-0 up after 11 minutes. Just whipped into the middle of the box by Endrick. Backinger gets up highest, and the keeper can't keep it out. Right, free kick for them. Cabrera, who we've tried to sign at one point in the season, with it, and it's headed over the top. Right, Ramirez with a throw for us. Yama back to Ramirez. Hendrick back to Ramirez. Squares it. Ewan Andre then gets lucky with where the defender's touch took it to. Bissek going down the outside. Hendrick. I'm not quite sure how that went in, because he seemed to just sort of toe poke it, and then it just seemed to go in slow motion. So Bissek goes down the outside, plays it into Hendrick, who takes a touch, and he was, I think, trying to square the ball. It comes off Yusuf, goes past the keeper, and puts us 2-0 up. Right, Tartaglione with a free kick, chips it towards Eduardo, who holds it up well, cuts inside, keeper makes a save. Lucas Fontana heads it in. He scored his first goal, and this is someone who, in his media description, is described as the next Gabriel Batistuta. So, good to see him get off the mark. Good reaction header. Just lofts it over the two defenders between him and the goal. And that's 3-0 going, approaching half-time. And there we are, half-time. And considering the average age of this side, it's a perfect performance in that first half, and just another 45 minutes of the season left to go. Right, we've kept the same team out there for the second half. Right, Ewan Andre with the throw. Eduardo back to back into Tartaglione. We've gone back to Tollefson. Right, Bissek now, as we look to the right, Masayama into Eduardo, driving forward, prods it through for Hendrick. He must have been offside. It certainly looked offside there. But it's been given. I thought Eduardo had held on to it far too long. I still think he's offside, unless the lines are going to show something completely different. He could have played it there or there. It's just the angle of the camera, isn't it, that makes him look offside. And there we go, 4-0 on the last day of the season, with basically the youngest player in every position we've got. And we've done a job. And there we are, the end of another episode, the end of another season. And at the end of season 8 of the Glory Hunt to Save, we've added the La Liga trophy. It means that there are only 5 more trophies that we need to win. Obviously, one of those, following our disastrous Copa del Rey campaign this season, is the Copa del Rey. As we said earlier, the situation at Madrid is a lot different to the situation at Napoli. I am almost certain, unless for some reason we get sacked in the summer, we are coming back to Real Madrid next season to try and win the Copa del Rey. Other than that, we've still got the Coppa Italia to win, so we need to go back to Italy at some point. We've got both Liga and the Coupe de France to win, and then, or whilst doing that, one of those two countries, Italy or France, we need to find a club in the Europa League to try and win the Europa League. That's the end of this season, obviously, so join us in the next episode to see what happens during the summer and to see how we get on at the start of season 9. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.